Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Taurus for the month of February. Now it is a general reading, and of course that means it may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't resonate, check your other placements. You may find your messages there. And if not, well, simply check back in the following week when I put out a new message for your sign. So the card that sits in our overall energy is the Six of Water here. Okay, so it can be appearing to tell you to just be you, to show perhaps compassion towards someone, to be empathetic, to be understanding, and aware of all that makes us different. It could be asking you to be generous, but remember to keep healthy boundaries in place. Most importantly, be kind to yourself when you don't live up to your own sometimes impossible ideals. Be kind and generous to yourself as you are to others. As a potential obstacle, it could be that you may have struck out at someone because you were hurting, or vice versa, that someone struck out at you because they were hurting, or that they were feeling spiteful, or that you were, depending, because this energy can be vice versa. So, and then it would be saying, it doesn't serve us well to give in to the desire to inflict hurt, just because we believe someone to be deserving of it in the moment. We may feel that we are justified, but what purpose does it serve but to make us less and to perpetuate suffering? It can also be said that it makes us energetically the same as the person who harmed us. And therefore, this Six of Water comes to caution against embracing pettiness and retaliation, regardless of the circumstances. There's always a better option than an act of spite, it says. Anger used in this manner is rarely beneficial or healing. Instead, it just perpetuates suffering. There are none who can remain untouched when cruelty is offered, hurtful words. Both the person who inflicts it and the person it is inflicted upon will be marked by it. So it says, if revenge is desired, the best revenge we can mete out to anyone who has hurt and upset us is to remain peaceful and emotionally detached. We can choose to be kind to ourselves, to end our suffering and walk away, and investing our time and emotion in something more worthy. So, maybe this has happened. Maybe somebody walked away. What I feel has happened is somebody was hurting, and there was in that moment, it's like something that happened in the moment without really thinking, struck back out of spite and walked away, deciding to put their energy or their emotions towards something they felt that was more worthy. So let us continue. Moving to the center of the reading, we have the stinging words right here with the bees. So this is connecting to the overall energy. And we also have the story. So the story is about your story or the story of others. You may have been trying to figure out somebody's story, or you are trying to figure it out. Or even what your story is. How do you envision your story, or this story even, playing out from here? What changes will you make, or do you feel you need to make with regards to this situation? And who is writing this story? Who shall be the hero of this story? And so I feel that this is what this is about, you know. We have the Nine of Swords here. So, I mean, this could be that somebody felt they were being attacked, maybe did something, I feel, with all of the information I have here that I'm seeing, did something, maybe attacked verbally, because it, you know, it is swords, right? Possibly because they didn't know what their story was. Maybe they felt threatened. And now they're questioning this action. If I look at this image, now this king here, he could have, well, he was all armored up. He's got his shield directly in front of him. It could have been somebody being defensive because of this huge obstacle that was kind of blocking that doorway. And you were trying to figure out the story, felt threatened in some way. Now you're looking at this. What really was their story? And maybe wondering if you could bring this back to life with this Seven of Swords. That's in this deck is a card of hope. So it's like now maybe looking past the surface, because we have the this is what's on your mind, and it is the false prophet with the Eight of Coins. So I feel like this is about looking at the details, or looking deeper, looking what was their story really, because the false prophet comes in with a story that appears to be really good, but typically there would be deception behind it, and that's what she thought, she or he. But and this is what happened, because we have the attack going on right here with the Page of Swords. Now, he would have been very impulsive, and the other person may not have known or seen this coming, or knew what it was really about, you know. And so they attacked this person because they thought perhaps the cost was going to be great for them in some way. Maybe they didn't, you know, they were very much afraid, and they may have struck out from a place of fear to escape the situation. They thought in some way that, you know, that this person was going to hurt them or rob them. And ran. Yeah. And now, This is the scene that we have a decision on, and it is, again, hope and faith appear with regards to a connection, and with regards to showing compassion, showing understanding to someone. And this is what you need to make a decision on with the Two of Swords, and you don't know what to do. I feel like you want to reach out to this person, possibly. You could maybe carry feelings of guilt. This could be you, this could be them maybe wanting to reach out to you because they have fears of, they have, excuse me, not fears, but they are feeling guilty over something. And so the swords would speak to, it speaks to a decision that is very emotional. It speaks to knowing what the right thing to do would be, but tempted to do the other, so to speak. Okay, I hope you understood that. So here we see that the plan, you or they, whoever's energy this is, felt that the plan, it's repeating messages is what it's doing, so felt that the plan, this new plan that you had, so it must have been some type of reconciliation that was happening back there. So this new plan that somebody was crossing a boundary, that it was planned, you know, because the wolf is selective. It selects his victim. So you may have felt like you were this person's victim and that you would extend your hand and then this person would just, you know, already be betraying you, you know. And you were tempted, but suddenly became afraid, and so brought it to an end. But now we see that that you may have ended it in the physical, but emotionally it's long, it's like far from over, because here we have you. Okay, in the Four of Cups energy in the reverse. It's like you have accepted the situation perhaps for what it is. But it's like, woe is me. Like you've determined perhaps because of a belief, perhaps with the Hierophant there. You've decided that you know, this person was being deceptive, that they would have taken advantage of you, and that's it. That's the way it is. And so with the with this Nine of Cups, it can be like that woe is me type of energy, and you're really stuck on this situation, you know. It is what it is. I think that you go back and forth, you know. Oh, it is what it is. Oh, maybe I should reach out to them. Maybe there is still hope. And I think that it's like you go back and forth, not really knowing which foot to stand on here, because maybe you're afraid here, or maybe this could be also, again, that guilt that's just eats away at you. Seven of Cups beneath that. So that's like being afraid to, maybe you're afraid to step through this door to reach out to this person, you know, because again, it would go back to that false prophet type of energy where, yes, this is painted on this door. The images are all painted on the door, but there's no guarantee that what's painted on the door is actually behind the door, you know. And so it's being afraid to step into the unknown, really. It's a change that you are thinking of making that may feel very chaotic, you know. So, and there's a lot of fears. And the Eight of Swords tells me that no matter what happened to get you into this situation, getting out of it is not going to be easy. That's how it feels. Or that's what you fear, maybe. So you're in the dark about, because I have the dark here along with the moons, both cards indicating that you cannot see what's in front of you, and that makes you afraid. You don't really want any unwelcome surprises. But I feel like there's you want to investigate this more, look deeper. This is a connection with the card of the dark. This would be a connection that feels really intense. You could also be trying to deny feelings. Yeah, you could also be trying to deny your feelings because you don't want to go there, because you don't want to get hurt. And you could be trying to push them down, trying to hide them, trying to not look at them. But every once in a while they creep out of the dark, don't they? And this has you in this energy here of that Two of Coins. You know, how long can I keep this up? How long, right? It feels again chaotic. You're managing to maintain some control. But how long will you be able to keep this up? And if you don't reach out to this person, how will this end? And, you know, when will this end? Will it end? You may have to juggle things also to, you know, to have this desire. Also, with this Nine of Cups, there's another message here. And it can be that what you are wishing for, you will have it. Okay? But with that Nine of Cups, it is not guaranteed to last, nor does it mean that the wish you receive is good for you. So, be careful what you wish for. Now, we are going to move on to the lessons for those of you that are interested. This first one has already been made evident to you, okay, but may not have yet been embraced or learned. And progress will not be made in your situation until you have addressed it, okay, and dealt with it, and it is guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So the energy of fear has many guises to complicate your path to loving yourself, you know. Guilt is the most devious of them because it is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It is a self-imposed emotion that pretends to be instructive and enlightening. Guilt can help us grow when we realize that our actions have been hurtful to others and that we need to make amends. But after we do so, though, it is time to learn from the behavior and move on. The problem arises when we hold on to a guilty feeling that serves no purpose other than promoting self-destructiveness and low self-esteem. No one is perfect. Everyone makes mistakes. Guilt is not always rational, but if you examine it subjectively, act on it, and release it, it becomes a temporary emotion. Long-held guilty feelings are never good and will create a roadblock to self-love and happiness. You must continually scan your current emotions for any guilty feelings and bring them to the surface for analysis. Healthy guilt is a warning that action should be taken. Irrational guilt needs to be released. And so the next lesson is in your current energy, okay? It is happiness. So you may or may not be aware of this lesson, but it is very significant because if you're not prepared for it, again, it can prove to be a stumbling block. So let me just show this to you. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. You see, before incarnating, your soul created a blueprint for you to follow in this physical dimension. Now, the easiest way to chart this path is to follow your bliss. Life is full of choices and opportunities. Spirit, in its infinite wisdom, has given you the emotion of happiness to guide you. The signposts are always there, but you have to acknowledge them and have the courage to follow them. As excuse me, as you reflect upon this card, please. Do you feel that you are living a life of happiness? In what areas is it lacking then? It may be time to be truthful with your soul self. Listen to its language and intuit if there is someone or a scenario holding you back from experiencing complete happiness. And even though it may be painful to admit, you need to be completely truthful. Be mindful of how happiness will affect every aspect of your life upon your path. Now, this next lesson is a long-range lesson to be learned, and it may relate to this situation at hand, or it could be an ultimate life lesson also, of which this situation is just a piece of the puzzle, and it is indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. Your soul is spirit, manifest in this physical dimension. So, even though you may feel limited by the constraints of your body, your connection to the infinite wisdom of the universe is always available to you in the form of your intuition. You're never alone when making any decision. Spirit only wants the best for you, and by listening to your inner voice, you will always be guided to the proper outcome. All you have to do is ask. The expectations of others is only an illusion. You were not born to listen to fear. You were taught to listen to it. Remember that. Visualize any decision in your life as a fork in the road, and this is where you are. How does your body react when you imagine your travels down each of these paths? At first glance, one may look easier to traverse, but the destination may cause a lot of anxiety and a heavy heart. And the other path may be more difficult to walk, but the destination will feel light and calm. When you silence your mind and you listen to your intuition, the signposts will always be obvious. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings to all of you.